Welcome to the fourth session of Module 5 Spur Gears. So in this session we are going to derive the equations for minimum number of teeth for pinion on rack, length of path of contact and length of path of contact for pinion on rack. So let us derive one by one. So the first one is minimum number of teeth for pinion on rack. Okay, so before that let us understand what is rack. So in the first session we have discussed different types of gears, right? Rack and pinion and other types of gears. So this rack is a gear of infinite radius, therefore its pitch circle is a line. So here we won't get the circles, only we get the lines. So pitch circle, addendum, pitch line, addendum line, etc. And the pitch circle is nothing but a pitch line here, because rack is a gear of infinite radius. The line of action is a tangent to the base circle at infinity. Hence, the involute profile of the rack is a straight line and is perpendicular to the line of action. Okay, so to derive the minimum number of teeth for pinion on a rack, so let us consider a pinion. So this is the pinion. So it consists of the inner circle or smallest circle called the base circle, so which defines the size of the gear. So second circle is the pitch circle and the bigger circle is the addendum circle. Okay, so this is the pinion which consists of three important circles: base circle, pitch circle, addendum circle. Okay, so then we have a rack, right? So rack is a gear of infinite radius, means it is having a which is having tooths which are cut on a straight line path. Okay, so that's why, so this is the line which represents the addendum line for rack. Then this is the line which represents the pitch line for rack. So pitch line of the rack is coinciding with the pitch circle of the pinion. Okay, so this intersection point is nothing but a pitch point. So in order to derive the minimum number of teeth for pinion on rack, so we have to draw a radius line from the center of the pinion to the addendum circle. First to draw a radius line or radial line from the center of the pinion to the addendum circle. Then draw the common tangent. So draw the common tangent to the base circle of the pinion. So this common tangent should pass through the pitch point. See, this is the pitch point because pitch line is intersecting with the pitch circle, therefore this is pitch point. So this common tangent should pass through the pitch point. So O1 represents the center of the circle or pinion, and here A represents the point where the tangent line started, or this tangent line touches the base circle, and this is the radius of a addendum circle, denoted by small r. So now from the center of the circle to the starting point of the tangent line, draw a line. So this line makes an angle with respect to this radial line. So let me call this one as phi. The angle made by the line which is passing through the, or which intersects the center of circle to the starting point of the tangent line and the radial line. That angle is nothing but a phi. So next one. So this point is nothing but a pitch point. the point where the intersection of pitch line and pitch circle takes place is the pitch point, and it is denoted by capital P. Okay, so here the pitch line and the tangent line makes an angle called phi. Okay, now I am going to draw a vertical line from the point A till it touches the pitch line. Okay, because it makes a triangle, this pressure angle makes a triangle. So I am going to call this point as B. So here addendum of rack, so which is nothing but HR, so height of the rack, right? So from the previous case we know that in order to avoid the interference, so we have to multiply the addendum with the module, right? So here in this case, to find the minimum number of teeth on pinion or pinion on rack to avoid the interference, so we are going to consider the term as AR into M, which is nothing but a addendum of a rack. So I'm going to call this one as H suffix R, that is nothing but addendum of rack. So next up, so here AB, the length AB represents the addendum of a rack, right? Because this is the addendum line and this is the pitch line. So this distance is nothing but addendum of a rack, right? So if I consider PAB, triangle PAB, so AB is the opposite side. Therefore, we can write HR as HR is equals to AB, this opposite side. AB is nothing but what in this triangle? AP into sine phi. This is sine phi. Okay. So therefore, here AP. So AP also belongs to this triangle, right? So this line AP belongs to this triangle, that is O1 AP, right? So for this triangle also, this is the opposite side. So this is perpendicular one, therefore AP can be written as R sine phi, because this is the radius sine phi, and here we have one more sine phi, so sine phi into sine phi, therefore it becomes R into sine square phi. So I'm going to substitute HR value. So HR is nothing but what? Addendum of the radius. So that can be AR into M. In order to avoid the interference, we have to multiply the module with the addendum. So AR represent addendum of the rack. Okay. And here we know that R can be written as MT by 2. Correct. So R can be written as MT by 2. In place of R, substitute MT by 2 and we have sine square phi. So get cancelled, right? Therefore AR is equals to addendum of rack is equals to T by 2 into sine square phi. So these are the remaining terms. So I want the minimum number of teeth on for pinion on rack. Therefore T minimum is equals to 2 times of AR divided by sine square phi. So this is the minimum number of teeth which are required to avoid the interference. So next one is next derivation, length of path of contact. So here length of path of contact is nothing but, so it is the path traced by a point of contact from the beginning of engagement to the end of engagement, right? And we know that here we have the both wheel as well as pinion in order to derive the length of a path of contact, and pinion acts as a driver here and it is rotating in a clockwise direction, and wheel is driven rotating in the opposite direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. So let us consider the two circles or two gears, right? So this is pinion which acts as a driver here, and this is the wheel which acts as a driven. Okay, so A represents the center of a pinion whereas B represent the center of a wheel. And these are the base circle, pitch circle and addendum circle for wheel. Then these are base circle, pitch circle and addendum circle for pinion. So wherever the pitch circle of pinion and wheel meets is nothing but a pitch point. Okay, so it is represented by capital P. Let us draw the common tangent CD, common tangent to the base circles. Okay, and this line is called the line of action. This line is called line of action. So now I am going to draw a line from the center of pinion to the point C, or the beginning of engagement of the teeth takes place, common tangent, and this angle is nothing but a phi. Similarly, from point B I am going to draw a line to point D, and the respective angle is phi. Okay, so then we have to mark these points as EF, because this is the line of action. So wherever this line of action cuts the addendum circle, so this is the addendum circle for pinion and this is the addendum circle for wheel. Wherever this line of action cuts the addendum circle, so mark those points. So here EF is the 2 points which we got. Okay, so this EF gives the length of a path of contact. So here engagement of the two teeth takes place and here the disengagement takes place. Therefore, this path is nothing but length of path of contact. And here if we split this line into two parts, EP and PF, right? So EP represent path of approach and PF represent path of recess. Okay, so we have a line like this. So this is pitch point and this is another point. Okay, so this is E, P, this is F. So the total is called length of path of contact, length of path of contact, LPC. Okay, out of these two at this point we have another 2 points, right? This EP, this is nothing but path of approach, PA, path of approach. Then this PF or FP is the path of recess, PR. So in order to derive this length of path of contact, so we have to find path of approach and path of recess. Okay, by adding these two, path of approach and path of recess, we are going to obtain the length of path of contact. So now we have to join A to F, similarly B to E, in order to derive the length of a path of contact. So next is small r represent the radius of pitch circle of pinion, that is this length PA. This length PA represent the radius of pitch circle of pinion. Similarly, this BP or PB represent the radius of pitch circle for wheel. Okay, then RA, which is nothing but this length EAF. RA is nothing but addendum circle radius of pinion. So this length AF is the addendum circle radius of pinion. Similarly, this length BE represent the addendum circle radius of a wheel and it is represented by capital RA. For pinion we use small letters, for wheel we use capital letters. So next is the length of a path of contact. So in this diagram, EF represents the length of path of contact and it is a sum of length of path of approach and path of recess, length of path of recess. Therefore, from the diagram, EF is the length of path of contact, EP is the path of approach, and PF is the path of recess. So next we have to find the equation for each term. So what is EP, what is PF? So EP can be written as, let me call this one as equation number 1. So in the right angle triangle, so let us consider the triangle BPD. So this is B, this is P, and this is D. So in the right angle triangle BPD, let me draw this one separately. This is the angle, right angle triangle phi. This is B, BPD. So I want the side PD. So PD is the opposite side, therefore we can write this one as BP into sine phi. Okay, so BP is nothing but what? Radius of the pitch circle radius of the wheel. BP is the pitch circle radius of the wheel. Therefore, in place of B, we can write capital R into sine phi. Next, BD, side BD. So BD, adjacent side, therefore cos phi. So BD can be written as BP into cos phi. So BP is R, therefore R cos phi. Let me call this one as equation number 2. So this is equation number 2. So next one, I will consider another triangle ACP. So triangle ACP. This is phi. This is A, C, P. So CP is the opposite side, therefore PA into sine phi. So from the diagram, PA represents the pitch circle radius for pinion, therefore small r into sine phi. Then AC or CA is equals to adjacent side, therefore PA into cos phi. So PA is the radius of the pitch circle, therefore small r into cos phi. So let me call this one as equation number 3. Then I will consider the triangle BED. So in this triangle, what happens? This is phi, this is B, this is E, and D. So we don't have the values for this, therefore I will apply Pythagoras theorem in order to find the length of this ED. So ED is equals to root of longest side is BE square minus, this is sum of the other two sides, therefore minus BD square. Okay, so BE is nothing but what from the diagram? So BE is the addendum radius, right? Addendum radius for this wheel, RA square. Then BD, so this is B and this is D. So if I consider this triangle BPD, so it becomes adjacent side, therefore cos phi, R square cos square phi. So call this one as equation number 4. Similarly, I will consider the triangle ACF. Okay, so let me consider the triangle right angle triangle ACF. So I want CF length, therefore I am using Pythagoras theorem. Longest side is AF square minus AC square, AF square minus AC square, square root of AF square minus AC square. So what is AF? So from the diagram, AF is the addendum radius of this pinion, therefore RA square. Then CA, so in this triangle ACP, CA is the adjacent side, therefore cos phi, r square cos square phi. Call this one as equation number 5. Then path of approach. What do you mean by path of approach? Path of approach is nothing but EP, right? So in this diagram you can see this length EP represent the path of approach. So this EP can be written as ED or DE minus DP, correct? DE minus DP represent the path of approach. So we have got the equations for DE as well as DP. Okay, so DE we got a root of RA square minus R square cos square phi, whereas the DP, so we got DP R sin phi, or you can use to find the length of this DP, this is the opposite side, therefore R sin phi. Call this one as equation number 6. So we got path of approach EP value. Then path of recess. Path of recess can be PF. So in this figure, PF represent the path of recess. So this PF can be written as CF, this is CF minus CP. CF minus CP give the path of recess, PF. Okay. So CF, here you can see root of RA square minus R square cos square phi, whereas the CP is the opposite side of this triangle ACP, therefore sin phi, R into sin phi. Call this one as equation number 7. So now I am going to substitute this equation number 6 and 7 in 1. So equation number 1, this is the equation number 1. EF represent the path of contact, length of path of contact. EP is the path of approach. PF is the path of recess. So EP we got equation number 6, whereas PF is equation number 7. Therefore we have to add these two equations to obtain the length of path of contact. Therefore length of path of contact PEF is equals to root of RA square minus R square cos square phi plus root of RA square minus R square cos square phi minus R plus R into sin phi. So this is nothing but length of a path of contact. So next derivation is length of path of contact for a rack on a pinion. So to derive the length of path of contact for rack on pinion, so let us consider the pinion and a rack. So this is the pinion, and it has two circles, two important circle. One is base circle, pitch circle, and addendum circle, and rack has the addendum line and pitch line. So we are considering only two lines. One is addendum line and pitch line. Okay. So to derive the length of path of contact, let us draw a addendum radius line. Then the tangent line to the base circle. So the center of the base circle, I am going to call it as O1, and the tangent line cutting the base circle or touching the base circle, let me call this one as E. So let me draw a line from E to point O1, and the angle made by the lines is phi. So this is the pitch point where the pitch line and pitch circle intersect, and it made an angle phi with respect to tangent line. So let me draw the vertical line from point E till it touches the pitch line, and I will call this one as G, point G. So next, so wherever this tangent line cuts the addendum circle of the pinion, so wherever this tangent line cuts the addendum circle of the pinion, I will call it as F. Okay, so the distance between the addendum line and the pitch line, or the height of the addendum line from the pitch line, I will call this distance as small a. Let me consider this distance as small a. So now I am going to draw a line from F to O1. Okay, so in this diagram, length of path of contact is EF. This length EF represents the length of path of contact, and out of this length we have 2 points, that is FP and PE, or EP and FP. So EP represents the path of approach and PF represents the path of recess. Okay, so total length EF is the path of contact, so EP is the path of approach and PF is the path of recess. So to derive the equation for length of path of contact, so we have to find the equation for path of approach and path of recess. Just by adding these two equations, we are going to obtain the length of path of contact. So next one, I am going to consider the triangle PEG, that is this triangle. So in this triangle, what is the sine phi? Opposite side by hypotenuse. See, this is the opposite side EG and hypotenuse is EP. Okay, so therefore path of approach can be written as EP. So in this equation I want EP because EP represents the path of approach. So EP is equals to EG divided by sine phi. EG is nothing but what? Small a. Therefore in place of EG we have substituted small a, and this is sine phi. So call this one as equation number 2. Next, path of recess. So this PF is the path of recess. So that can be determined by considering this total length EF. So EF minus PE. EF minus PE gives the length PF. Right. So let me call this one as equation number 3. Now consider triangle O1PE. Triangle O1PE. So here I will write triangle. This is phi. This is O1. This point. This is P. And this is E. O1PE. So I want the PE here, right? I want length PE. Therefore, PE can be written as, this is opposite side, right? And it is having a radius small r. So r into sine phi. R into sine phi. Call this one as equation number 4. Next, I will find O1 into E. I want O1 into E for the further step. Therefore, I will find the length O1E. So this is adjacent side. Therefore, R into cos phi. Call this one as equation number 5. Okay. So I will consider another triangle O1EF. This is O1EF. So I will consider the triangle O1EF. This is O1, this is E, this is F, O1 EF. So I want length EF. So EF is the not the longest side, therefore longest side minus other side. So EF is equals to root of longest side is O1 E O1 F whole square minus O1 E whole square. So what is O1 F? So here O1 F is the addendum radius, right? Addendum radius of a pinion. Therefore RA square minus O1 E is nothing but, if I consider this triangle O1 EP, So O1E is the adjacent side, therefore cos theta, r square cos square phi. Call this one as equation number 6. Now substitute equation number 4 and 6 in equation number 3, because 3 has EF and PE terms. Therefore, so EF is root of RA square minus R square cos square phi, whereas PE, so PE is nothing but R sin phi. Call this one as equation number 7. Now substitute uh, 2 and 7. This is equation number 2 and this is 7 in equation number 1. Therefore, length of path of contact EF is equals to small a divided by sin phi plus root of RA square minus R square cos square phi minus R sin phi. So this is the equation for length of path of contact.